Alright, welcome to Critical Music 07. This one here, I'm going to focus on some of the requests that I've been getting lately. I have quite a few from Paul Nash and Sneaky Turtle Egg and so forth, so I figured we'd knock some of those off because the next couple ones that I have, people have actually asked me to do like full tribute type shows like I did for the Capcom one, not like song specific, so Thrill House 17 asked for a chiptune based one, and I love chiptunes, and I've always wanted to get them out there more. So that one will probably be my next one, and I've had a couple recommendations to do a Konami tribute like I did for the Capcom one, which is definitely possible, but I'm not a big fan of Konami's music, other than like the Castlevania series or Contra, maybe, I suppose. It's just, I don't know. I'd have to look into it. We'll see. It's definitely plausible. And, so, the first song on this one, Critical Music 07, was, by YouTube user Freddy25, and, it's a Mega Man 9 melody. It's basically a bunch of the songs from the game that he played with, I think, a friend or by himself with guitar and keyboard and so forth, and it's really good. I definitely like it. The music from Mega Man 9 is really solid. I've played it on previous Critical Musics, and hell, the music from any Mega Man is really solid. After that, we had Battle of Olympus, and this was requested by Paul Nash, who actually recently just got married, so congratulations. Battle of Olympus, the music I don't think is really that good. It has some decent songs to it, but he keeps mentioning this game to me and keeps asking if it's in my NES collection yet, which is really cool. But after that we had World of Warcraft. Yeah, it's World of Warcraft. Has really good music. Every game that Blizzard does has really good music, and I love it. So of course I'm going to play it. Damn it. So let us move on and get back to the music, because as usual I'm feeling awkward talking to myself. Alright. Alright, and we're back. That little song there that started that block off was from Thunder Force 3, which was requested by Sneaky Turtle Egg. And yeah, Thunder Force has some pretty good music to it. So I'm definitely glad that he made that request. Had to find that soundtrack somewhere deep in the bowels of an external hard drive, because it's been a long time since I listened to any music from Thunder Force. But there we go. And after that, okay, so OutRun came out on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 if you're in Europe. And there's a song in that game that a friend of mine, aka the Bad Man, Mick, and I really love, called Magical Sound Shower. And so I decided to play the version of Magical Sound Shower from OutRun 2006. And there we go. That was the second song. And after that, we had Streets of Rage 3, which again was requested by Sneaky Turtle Egg. He seems to really like the Genesis game, or Genesis games. I don't know. I've never really been a big fan of music from the Genesis. The sound chip in it is not nearly as good as a Super Nintendo, and like the games, the Genesis music does not hold up very well. I don't know. It has pretty good music. Some of them do, at least. Like, I know I'm going to get hate from this from a couple of my friends, but I don't think Sonic's music is very good. Sorry. I love the Genesis. In fact, I had a Genesis. I didn't even have a Super Nintendo. I didn't own a Super Nintendo. My brother did. I was the Sega fanboy back then, but yeah, I'm going to say it again. I don't think Genesis has held up as well as Super Nintendo has. Deal with it, bitches. And after that, we had another request, kind of a pseudo request, I suppose, because Paul Nash mentioned to me on Twitter a few songs, or a few games that I should play songs from. When I said, hey, if you got any requests, give them to me. And he mentioned Lost Odyssey. Now, I played Lost Odyssey on a few Critical Musics ago, but I'm going to play the main theme here, and actually you just heard it. And yeah, Lost Odyssey, beautiful music, beautiful game. What more can I say? I don't think he's even played the game yet. I know his now wife has, so I hope you enjoyed it. Alright, I'm done talking. I like to consider this my official epic and beautiful block because though it started out with a song I put in here for Kyle, the rest of them in this block were absolutely beautiful songs, and some of my favorite in the last few years of video game music because to go along with the games, because the games that these songs came from, the music was so beautiful and so epic and so well put together. And even though they're not really my type of games, but yeah. So start off that little block. I've recently been playing Dawn of War 2, thanks to Thrillhouse17, who got me a code for the game. And so I went back, and Kyle's a big fan of the Warhammer series and the Warhammer 40k. So I figured I'd throw Dawn of War, a song in there very first one. Yeah, I never really... I liked the first Dawn of War game. I don't really remember it too well, and I never got the expansions for it, but Dawn of War 2, yeah, I have really mixed feelings about it, and I don't think it lives up to what I expected. But I guess I'll talk more about that on the podcast. And the second song there was from an absolutely beautiful and epic game that I think everybody wishes it was on the PlayStation 3. Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus. And Shadow of the Colossus, I never really... I don't think I finished it. I think around the time that I was playing it, the PS3 had just come out, and I really wanted to just move right on into that. So I never finished it, but I did get pretty far into it, and frame rate problems aside, that game was absolutely beautiful, and I cannot wait to see what that team is going to do with the PlayStation 3 and any future projects they have or they're working on. I'm already sold. I don't care. They have my money. So that was Shadow of the Colossus, and the next song after that was again from Shadow of the Colossus. They're short songs, so I figured what the hell, I might as well play two of them, and they're so beautiful. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but I've never played music from that game on any of the shows or Critical Music, so I figured it's about time that I do that, and I might as well go with two of them. If you're not a fan, you should probably try to find that game. It's definitely worth it. And after that, we had the Revenge of Shinobi. I was scoping out a NeoGAF thread not too long ago, and I think it was titled like favorite video game songs that are stuck in your head. And this was one user's song that he had, and I really liked it, so I definitely had to play it. And yeah, if you're on NeoGAF, you should look for that thread. There's some really good music in there. And after that, we had another recommendation by Paul Nash, Oblivion. Yeah, he loves his Western RPGs, be it Oblivion or Fallout, whatever. I did play Oblivion a lot more than I played Fallout. Yeah, Oblivion was pretty good. I will say, for a Western RPG, it was absolutely beautiful. The music was really well done. The characters were really ugly looking. I don't know. It's just, that's something that I don't like about Western RPGs, is they try to be more realistic looking, and that so much isn't for me. But it was a good game. I will say Oblivion was a really good game. A lot better than Fallout 3. And it's about time with that we move on into our final block. And that is going to do it for Critical Music 07. To start out that block there, we had another and final request for this one from Red Room 662. Command and Conquer Red Alert 3. Yeah, it took me a while to find a song from that game that I actually liked, because for some reason I don't like the music from that game. It might be, I don't know. I'm really strung up still for the old Command and Conquer music, but that one there was pretty good. There's a couple other good ones in there, and the soundtrack comes with a few remixes. So if you want a decent soundtrack, then that's one to get, because it's kind of rare to get a soundtrack that they actually do remixes with. But EA actually seems to be doing that quite a bit. Like the Mirror's Edge soundtrack had, I think, like 4 different remixes for that one really popular song from that game. So yeah, not too bad. And after that, we had Starship Amazing. My boys, Calvin and Derek, doing it again. This is off their new album, and I like it. Hopefully you liked it. Can't wait for their next album. They're working on some new material now. Head over to StarshipAmazing.com, and you can download like 4 albums, and there's one paid one. Definitely worth it, though. They're pretty good, and I think everybody should support them. And after that, we had God of War 2. Probably another game that everybody wished was on the PlayStation 3. But God of War 3 is coming out. I don't know. I've never really been a big fan of these games. 2 kind of quick time event and hack and slashy for me, but yeah, it's good music at least. And the final song there was from a chiptune artist called Nullsleep. And this is kind of a prelude to the next Critical Music, if I can get it done in time, because Thrillhouse 17 requested that I do a chiptune based Critical Music, and yeah, that one I've already started working on it. It's going to be really hard, because that's why this episode was so great. If I have requests, then I can just pound right through it. If I don't, I'll basically listen to about 30 songs just to pick one, and that's kind of a nightmare for me, but we'll do it, and it'll be really good, and I hope people will listen to that episode, because video game music on its own is really niche, but chiptunes are even more niche, and we'll see what happens with it. But I do look forward to doing that, and I hope everybody will enjoy it, and I hope everybody enjoyed this one. And there's one thing I've been meaning to say on like the last 3 releases we've done. Thank you to Pig20 for the iTunes review. I keep forgetting to say that. If you would like to give us an iTunes review, then head over to the iTunes Music Store and type in Critical Strike and give us a review. As long as you say Kyle sucks, I'm happy. But anyways, thank you for downloading and listening to this. We'll be recording next weekend, and I'm going to let another song close us out like I did last time, and it's going to be from Chrono Cross, another beautiful song. This has been the beautiful episode of Critical Music with Josh Bicknell, and I will see you all next time.